things that is going on. You know, Christmas is on the corner and everybody celebrate different. When you go to Africa, when we were kids, the way we celebrate Christmas was completely different to what we celebrate today as adults in Western country. That's the difference. I just like feel I need to talk about Christmas a little because honestly, it takes a ton out of people in the Western country. I think even in Africa, when it comes to period like this, we waste time and a lot of money for no reason. When we were growing up in Africa, the funny part of Christmas is parents, parents that we don't have money, oh, they will go and look for money. Some people will like borrow money just to make that day, just to make just that day comfortable for children. And when you look at the situation in Africa, then why parents have to do that to make it comfortable for all their children is because that is the only period in the entire calendar of 365 days that children eat to satisfaction, like not to eat anyhow food, like they eat meat. Everybody see meat as the max. Okay, like meat is the max. So that is the only period we eat meat. Like you eat meat and you will not want to eat meat again. So so funny, really, so funny. It was fun. If you look back at what how it was and what it is today, you honestly wish. Sometimes I do wish to just go back to time, to just like go back, enjoy that Christmas once again when you were kids, when you do stuff, because it was beautiful. I remember when we were kids, like I would start counting Christmas from from August. It's funny. I used to count Christmas from August, like you can't wait. And you know the reason why all those things happen. We can't wait because that is the only period you have new clothes. Like that is why when Nigerians talk about poverty today, I said no. Nigerian poverty is not now. Nigerian, the system, like there was a time in poverty, people appreciate life. Like people then, the mentality is even if you are poor, you don't allow that, or maybe because we were kids, so the pressure is not on us. It's possible. But there was a time like being poor is normal, but I believe it may be two ways. Then the mentality is not like you don't see things in TV of this boy has bought the biggest car and stuff like the things we have today that so many people that have money use it to like to provoke the poor or something like that. So that thing push the poor people to like wants to make that money by all means. I believe, I believe. Because if you look at the situation then and today, at that time, children like people no, no, you hardly see people with cars. Like one person in the entire area, you see like one or two people that have cars. So having like because so many people don't have car, there is no pressure of I have to buy a car. Or maybe you see just one person who has a video player in his house. So many people don't have video players in their house, so they don't care much. Okay, the pressure of poverty is not like the pressure of poverty today, but it was not like that time people are okay. So that was the life then. When we were young, there was poverty and people were really suffering. That's just the truth. But people still appreciate life, people still live, people still have fun, children run around. But now you see the pressure is even on young children. You like everybody feel the pressure of poverty in Africa, in the third world country. Whereas in the past it was not like that. The pressure is not that big. People don't worry much about it like people do today. So I think that's the difference. But saying like Nigeria now is hard, poverty is hitting, or more poverty has been hitting in Africa when we were kids. It's not like I think children today have it easy to compare to when we were young. Because when we were young, what do you have? You always wear your bedroom slippers to go around, to go to school, to go to church. Like you use your bedroom slippers. You have one shoe in the entire 365 days, and that shoe sometimes is just even a sandal. But people don't care. Life was beautiful. All we care about is to live. Today, the pressure is on so many people because people don't care about living. They just care about having the material things. Because the pressure of the material things is what is killing our generation of today than and the past. Not because generation of the past are richer than the generation of today, but we don't have the pressure. We are not materialistic. I think 20, 30 years ago, uh, African country and poor people are not that materialistic, so they don't feel the pressure. Like today, every person, if poor people they want to own a very expensive phone, like that time, nobody have phone. We don't even have nobody have even the landline phone where you can just ring and call. Nobody. So don't people don't even care. I remember in the entire block where I live, there were 18 houses, and then just one person has a car. And I think he was the only person that even have a video where you go and watch film through the window. So when you look at the life then, life today, it's not like because one side is rich, one side is poor. It's just because life was appreciative then. Today we don't appreciate life like that. Today we appreciate the richness, what the life present, the money, the phones, the cars, the big houses and stuff. So that is why the pressure is on people. So Christmas then, we all want to enjoy Christmas. Our enjoyment of Christmas when we were growing up then in Africa, it was all about the food that you eat. How many food you eat, how many meat you eat, the money that some people give you. It's all about what we celebrate. Today we celebrate everything that has no today is the amount of gifts, like the only even the gifts, like those gifts are mostly not important. You see the difference between Western country and Africa. Now, I will say this: in Africa, when you celebrate Christmas, we appreciate the shirt, like the clothes your parents bought for you, the one you will use on Christmas. You appreciate the clothes, but no matter how you are happy, you have a new clothes. Okay, but today in the West, they don't have children don't even nobody appreciate it anymore because they have it too much, so they don't appreciate it anymore. You buy a gift for your son, and then he will open it, you just look at it, okay, he put it outside waiting for the next one. But nobody opened gifts when we were kids. Your gift is the Christmas clothes. Oh my god, when we were young it was funny, really. People really need to appreciate life, like Christmas clothes. uh yeah, Mohammed, Christmas clothes. Yes, Sir Muhammad. How far? Christmas clothes then. Your parents will wash the Christmas clothes a week before Christmas. They will iron the Christmas clothes for you. And that is your best gift. That is the best gift. I do Christmas. My parents used to put shoes. Sometimes it's just a sandal, not even a rubber sandal. That children don't even use it today. Children don't. Even poor people in Africa don't even want to use it today. And to tell you how we evolve, that is why, like most Nigerians, we talk about the poverty in Africa, poverty. I said, it's not like Africa before was so rich. It is there is the poverty before is heavier, but then there are not too many things that would distract you. Today, you have okay for people that have girlfriends today, for example, she needs a hair. Like I don't even the entire system, which is wrong. Like she's just your girlfriend. You don't marry her. There is nothing. But you have to take care of her. You have to spend a lot. She will tell you she want to buy a fake hair, which costs a ton of money. And so many people invest the money on such things. So what do you expect? So that is the problem. Honestly, poverty was bigger then than today. And another thing I also want to talk about is, like, when we were kids on Christmas Day, people go around from one house to another to see people, to greet neighbors, so that neighbor can offer you some money, that we can, and then you have some money in your pocket, like some coins, which they have more value. That is all you can give a child. Then you see, it's not like your aunt, your uncle, they buy you gifts. Nobody buy gifts for nobody. Nobody buy gifts for nobody when we're kids. That's the difference. But today now you have to buy gift, you have to buy this, you have to buy that. But if you don't buy the gift they can give you is, when your parent when on the day of Christmas, your parents will put food, some drinks, and some chin chin. If you don't know chin chin, I don't know how to explain chin chin for you. They are just tiny biscuits made at home. So I know so many people know what the chin chin is. And then you take it to your neighbors, and then the neighbors will appreciate by giving you some money. So that's the gift other people can give you. Apart from that, there is nothing else. And people had fun. Today, apart from today, people don't even give food anymore, because, like, taking food to your neighbor who is also a Christian is just like, what for? Or unless you cook something different, because sometimes, like my mom used to do, she will cook like traditional food, because that day everybody cook rice, stew, fried meat. That's all, and some drinks. Everybody, food, drinks, fried meat, and this stuff. But then uh some few people will cook like something traditional, like, because so many parents will like to eat that traditional food. Okay, so if we cook traditional food, that is what we share to neighbors sometimes. But then today, people share, people don't share anything to any neighbor. In Nigeria, not even in the Western country. You see, the Western country is an individual state. It's not like a community. People who don't live as a community, they live as individual. That is what I really don't appreciate about the West. It has its own beauty, but I think they exaggerate, honestly. Um, you will live in a house for months. You don't even know who is your neighbor. You don't even see him. Everybody is hiding from each other. I think that is very bad. No matter how, like, humanity is important, but the Western country, humanity is not important. The Western country make you believe like humanity is a problem. They have a culture of making humanity be like a problem, but humanity is never a problem. Humanity is fun. Humanity is all we got. But the Western country will make you believe humanity is a problem. That is one of the things I don't like about the Western culture. They isolate themselves. They just do things on their own. They just like, people kill people. Like, whether you isolate, you stay together, bad things happen. But because bad thing happen should not divide us, or should not make us to hate. Bad things supposed to unite. But in the West, bad things divide. If maybe something happened to a person, maybe a child, for example, instead of people coming together to be unite more, so they can know each other in that area, so they can protect each other, everybody begins to stay indoor, take his family away from the entire world, look at the entire world as an enemy. So these are the things that the Western country, I really don't appreciate, and I don't like about the Western country, that we in Africa, it's different. These things don't, maybe we are so used to it that it doesn't scare us. So that is one of the difference that we have between, and that is why Christmas is celebrated completely different, because we celebrate with whoever is around us. But the Western country, you celebrate almost alone, or maybe with your own family or cousins. It just has to do with someone very close, not a neighbor. uh, and when we were kids, then fortunately we used to live between Christian Muslim living together, so it was a bit easy. You send things to your Muslims, neighbor because they are not celebrating just like they used to do to us during Salah. It's unfortunate today those things don't happen like that because in places like Kaduna where I grew up, because of the division, because where we live currently, there is no is not a single Muslim. Just like when you go to the Muslim area, there is not a single Christian. But before it was entirely different. We live together, we have fun together. So these are the things. I don't feel like to talk about Christmas, the fun of it, and then the difference between the way they celebrate it today and the way the West celebrate and the way we in Africa celebrate. I will 100 times prefer the African way of celebrating Christmas. Maybe with a good more income where you can buy some gifts, where the Christmas should not be all about eating the meat and the rice alone, but should be about the entire fun of it and the appreciation of it. That's just all we need is just a little bit uh, improvement in our income so we can celebrate it better, or so that parents can have the possibility of buying things like clothes to their children, not only on Christmas. So, God, more appreciate life, people. Appreciate life. You will understand. May God help us. If you look at some things, just may God help us. Let's just appreciate life, honestly. If you look back, look today, appreciate life. God is good to us. He has given us everything. Let's appreciate it. Because we used to have clothes once a year. And if unfortunately Christmas arrived and then your father or your parent did not receive salaries because of Nigeria situation, then you don't have clothes, you don't have food, nothing. That Christmas will be like dead Christmas or in that house where somebody has died. Hi, God have mercy, honestly. Appreciate life, man. Appreciate life. So that's also different. I love the crazy the way we celebrate it, and I hope we'll do it again. I really love it. The Christmas in the past, and now you have when the responsibility fall on you, so you don't enjoy it like when you don't have a responsibility. Yeah. It used to be people doing it for you. Now you have to do it for people. So you feel the pressure. So these are one of the things. God help us. So Merry Christmas to you all. See you some other time, maybe later. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have fun. Mamma mia. God